Hello, how are you doing? My name is Joseph Googie. I am one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind. Casey Coleman will be joining me here shortly, but this is another episode of the Pre-PT Grind Chat Live. Every Thursday night, really the majority of Thursday nights since 2017, we've been showing up to make sure that you guys are well taken care of as pre-PTs. And tonight's topic is going to be a fun one, to be honest. It's not going to be a long one, but we're going to have some fun tonight. Gail, how you doing? Glad to have you here, my friend. And for those of you that are new to this group, Pre-PT Grind is a platform that we have been building for years to help you as pre-PTs get accepted into PT school without wasting time or money. Edward, how are you doing? Dustin, good to see you. And Gail, once again, what's up, fam? And really, so if you are new to this group, welcome. You have found the right place as a pre-PT to be. There are lots of pre-PTs in this community who have come before you, who have had everywhere from low GPAs to, failed GRE attempts and so on and so forth. But they also made it into PT school. So it's not just about those who have high GPAs and don't be that your dream of becoming a PT is impossible. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And that's a lot of what we talk about constantly. What's up, Casey? How you doing, brother?
What's up? How's it going?
How you doing, fam? Man, it's going very, very well. We have Taylor here. We have Savannah. Great to have all of you here. Tonight, Casey and I are going to talk about who you represent. This is not going to be a long live stream, but this is going to be a very important one. So for those of you who are watching, what's up, F. Scott? How you doing? For those of you who are watching, this is going to be one that you want to tag your friends. If you are inside of the pre-doctor physical therapy students group, tag your friends. If you're listening to this as a podcast episode, go get the link and share it out to your buddies. Cody, what's up, fam? How you doing? This is going to be one that defines a lot of what you do from here on out and how you do it and how you look at it. And it starts with who you represent as a pre-PT. Now, the funny thing is, like, Joseph, Casey, what are y'all talking about? What do you mean, who do I represent? Who do you, what are y'all suggesting? So, when we were pre-PTs, one of the biggest things that we felt, and it's one of the most common things that we see today, for a lot of pre-physical therapy students who either reach out to us for guidance or who become one of our students in the accepted system, one of the most common things that we hear is students are telling us that they feel like they have no idea where to go next. Raquel, how you doing? Like, they feel very isolated or alone in their own journey. Students ranging from non-traditional students who have done their thing and have gone a different career path and felt like, man, like, I feel like I'm alone because a lot of students have gone to PT school, students have stayed in school all this way through. They must be more prepared than I am because I'm a non-traditional student. I've heard it from students that have failed multiple GRE attempts, feeling like they were the only ones feeling that. We've heard it from students who have gotten rejected multiple times, who ultimately got accepted. But let's see. Hi, just a question you can answer whenever. What are your thoughts on being a PT tech while in undergrad? For resumes, is it a good idea or a waste of time? Actually, Katie, I will answer that right now, and then we'll dive right back in. Being a PT tech is a great thing. The difference is this. I think a lot of times, because one of the most common things that we like to talk about is how to stand out as a pre-PT. Being a PT tech is excellent because it shows that you've been in the field and everything. But the honest truth is, it's also becoming very common to do. So if you're doing that just because it'll help you stand out only, then that's fine. And it's good because it shows your experience, but it's not the only thing you can do to stand out. However, I 100% recommend it because, especially for resumes and also when you're applying, it shows that you have a wealth of knowledge and understanding about what happens in either the clinic or in a hospital setting. And to be honest, it prepares you a lot more for when you start PT school, because when you're in school, you're learning about all these diagnoses and diseases and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, shoot, I had no idea what was going on when I was a tech, but that's what it was. Like, that's what oh, shoot, I remember we saw a lot of, total knee patients. Okay, but that's what it was. So it adds so much more wealth and value to your experience as a pre-PT. And that's why I 100% like am behind it. So I would say do it. I would say do it. Now, if someone's done it for the past 2-3 years and they're like, hey, I want to try something else. Okay, yeah, they've had their fair share of experiences. But if you have not had that opportunity and you do have that chance, please do it. But the topic of tonight is who do you represent? So for you as a pre-PT, you have to ask yourself, who am I doing this for? Who am I doing this for? And honestly, am I the only one doing it? Simon, how are you doing? Amber, how are you doing? Am I the only one on this journey? Am I the only one struggling? Audrey, how are you doing? Am I the only one struggling as a pre-PT? Am I the only one going through all the frustrations that I'm going through right now? Am I the only one that's just confused? Like wherever you are in your journey, you have to understand that you're not the only one. But it goes far deeper than that. It goes far deeper than that. One thing that Casey and I have been seeing, because y'all see me repping right here, the accepted system. Y'all see Casey repping, pre-PT grind. The honest truth is we started to understand what we rep. We started to understand who we represent. But the honest truth is our students started to feel it too. Because they realized that it wasn't just their fault. This isn't even for the accepted system. I just want y'all to start thinking who you're doing this for, because this could be your family. This could be your significant other. This could be your kids. For those of you that have families and children, like who is it that you're doing it for? Who are you representing? Because the honest truth is, as a pre-PT, despite any difficulty that you have right now, or whatever your roadblock is, or whatever is frustrating you, there has to be something more than just your desire to pass your class, than just your desire to get accepted. There has to be something you're doing it for, because the honest truth is that's the only thing that will ever push you past. For our students, it's this nation right here, the 12K nation, or the accepted system. They feel like they are doing it for each other. They understand what they represent. It's funny. At the back of this shirt, it says a few key things. It says, I am resilient. I do not entertain quitting. I am not my GPA. I am driven. I am PT qualified. I am the 12K. They know what they represent. They know that when they are frustrated, they know that when they are low, that still doesn't give them an excuse to go AWOL. Like they know that that's what they represent. They are PT qualified. They understand that despite all the frustrations, despite the fact that some of them started out with a 2.4 GPA and still got accepted into PT school, they knew what they had to keep doing. They knew that they were doing it for the group of people that had invested in them. They also know that they're doing it for their parents. They also know that they're doing it for their siblings. They also know that they're doing it for their future patients. But you have to ask yourself as a pre-PT, who do you represent? Every day when you're waking up, doing everything you have to do for your pre-PT journey, whether it's the GRE, whether it's studying for classes, whether it's a class you're taking right now that is dragging you, like where you feel like you're struggling, whatever it is, what are you doing it for? Because the honest truth is, if you don't know that, then chances are you're more likely to quit. If you don't know what your reason is as a pre-PT, then you are much more likely to quit. Right now, it might not feel like it, but I think Casey and I have seen enough of it to actually get frustrated. Because we've seen enough pre-PTs who have said, yo, this is what I want. And if you're declaring that this is what you want to do with your career, then why should an obstacle throw you off? Why should somebody telling you that, you know what, you shouldn't apply? I had a pre-PT who talked to me yesterday, told me that a PT program told them that they should pick a different career path. And they were freaking out. They're like, yo, that was a PT program. Maybe it's not. I was like, well, you want to know how many students I've heard told the same thing who are currently in their first year of PT school? Don't let anyone define you, but you have to understand that all these obstacles are real. They're coming. But you have to know, who are you doing it for? Because even now, that's one thing I'm having to know now. Whatever I do now, when us coming on this live stream, y'all realize we're not paid to do this live stream, but we've been doing it since 2017 because we understand who we represent. We understand the tribe that we come from, which is Smart Success PT. We understand what their status quo is. And that's service, service, service. So because of that, even when Casey and I are slipping, even when Casey and I feel overwhelmed, we know that our number one obligation is to always serve first. It's to always give. As a clinic director, as with a wedding coming up, who do I represent? Who do you represent? I want you guys to start asking yourself that question. Casey, what are your thoughts on this, brother?
Yeah, I think after you ask that question or answer that question for yourself of who do you represent, now it becomes how do you represent it? How do you rep it? And that's what comes next down the line. And I think once you establish the question that you asked and once you answer that for yourself, then it becomes a lot easier to follow through on how to represent whoever you're representing. Because, when we were younger and, your parents are like, okay, don't touch nothing in the store, represent me well, don't make me slap you, don't make me do this and that. You're representing them, right? But it's not until you understand or actually get on one accord with them, however you want to view it, it's not until you understand who they really are and what they're really about. That's when you can understand, okay, this is how I need to represent them. Because you don't want to go into the world. You don't want to go into campus visit. You don't want to go into anywhere representing who you're supposed to be representing the wrong way. And that coming back on you, then whoever you're supposed to represent. That's just double the trouble. So I think once you understand that first question, who is it that I represent? What are they really about? What do they really do? What have they instilled in me? Then it becomes so much easier to say, okay, this is how I need to represent them. I cannot let them down. It's not just about me anymore. It's not just about my little grades. It's not just about this little GRE that's giving me a struggle. It's about something bigger. I have people counting on me. I have people pushing me forward. I have a group behind me. I have a shirt that I'm wearing. I have something that someone has instilled in me that's pushing me forward, and now I know how to exactly represent it. Because how you represent it now becomes a part of your reputation or your personal brand. And that's what the schools are really looking at when they say, I want somebody different. I want somebody unique, and all these different kind of cliche things and kind of all these up in the air things that nobody really knows. What does that mean? They say they want something different, but okay, should I get a PT tech job like we just said? Should I do this? Yes, sure. That's cute. Go ahead and get it. But this is what they're really talking about. Maybe they don't know how to articulate it the way we are to you, but this is really what they're articulating. What is your reputation? What is your reputation? What is your personal brand? Who do you represent? How are you representing it? And how have you done that over the past 3, 4, 2, 6 months, whatever it is? How has that happened? How has that transpired over time? So understand who it is first. I don't care if it's us. I don't care if it's your family, your brother, your sister, your friend, significant other, people you work with right now. Who do you represent? Then figure out how. How do you represent it? What's Gail talking about? She dropping fire?
Ooh, Gail, you better speak some truth. They want someone unique, but tell everyone to do the same things to improve their applications.
Exactly. That's pretty much it. So are you gonna listen to that? Because they've been telling people the same thing for years, since before I've been a pre-PT? Or are you gonna listen to people who have gone through it that represent something bigger than just a PT school who is trying to take your money and spit you out there to just be an average PT? So it's really up to you who you want to represent. But just make sure whoever it is, you understand how to represent them properly. Because I can tell you, our students rep us properly. They know what to do. They know how to do it. I don't have no problems with them. Like, once they are in with us, they know we are all in with them, and they know what and how to do it. So shout out to our squad, accepted systems. They know exactly what to do.
12K Nation. 12K
Let's
Nation.
get
Let's
it.
freaking get it, y'all. Y'all, listen. The honest truth is, this is a short live stream. I want y'all to always think about who you represent with everything you do. It literally changes how you carry yourself. How I carry myself is based off of that. But if you guys are saying, yo, I still feel stuck, and I saw what Gail said about, the fact that schools are just telling me to do the same things that they've been telling people for the last decade to do, just to take, just retake this, just do that, just be a tech, just do. Okay, listen, if that's what you're hearing and you're still stuck and trying to figure out how to stand out, yo, listen, send us a message. Go to contactpreptgrind.com. Let's talk, because I can guarantee you that all the frustrations you're feeling right now and all the things that are confusing you, we've already figured out how to take care of. So talk to us right now. Let's get conversing. Let's get you into PT school. No games. Let's freaking get it. Y'all understand who you represent. We represent the accepted system, pre-PT Grind, 12K Nation. who do you represent? Y'all have a good night. We'll talk very soon. Many blessings.